What's the is he quiet in the locker room as he is on the court and stuff like that, or is he more jovial in the locker room?
No, Kawhi talks. I
Okay,
mean, I think people get uh, one version of Kawhi.
sure.
Talking in an interview to a person he doesn't even know,
Yeah.
versus we're around each other all the time. Like
Uh-huh.
the team, because we're it's just like, and if any pro sports team,
Sure.
you're around each other every day. You got practice every day, or if you don't have practice, you have a game.
Mhm.
So he's talks. I mean, he's not life of the party,
Yeah.
but he talks. His he has a pretty cool sense of humor too.
Okay.
So very underrated, and his teammates love him, and he's very serious about winning. And he's a good leader. He leads by example. But what I like about his leadership skills, he speaks up when the team needs him most, and he shows and directs. So it's been great to be around him.
Mhm. How's Paul George?
Paul's great.
Yeah, he was like that.
Really good guy. One thing about the NBA players, they're good guys. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I haven't really come around an asshole really, but they're great guys, and uh, Paul's just one of the guys, man. It's funny, as talented as he is, he's just one of the guys. He's he doesn't put himself over people.
Mhm.
He speaks to everybody, um, and he's another guy that's serious about his craft, and he's having a heck of a season.
He sure
He's
is.
having a heck of a year, and that's because he finally, he had some surgeries a couple years ago with the shoulders, but he's finally got his health back, and he's got that swagger back going, and he looks really good, and it's I just root for him,
Sure.
because just to I respect a guy that's putting in a ton of work and going out there every night and just giving it his all. You can't ask for more from a player.
Right. How was the transition going from Doc Rivers to Tyronn Lue?
That was a very smooth transition.
Oh,
Ty Lue is a player's coach, much like Doc is, but he has his own style. You
mhm.
know, Ty has a long, um, you know, basketball experience, even going to his player days. Being on a couple championship teams with the LA Lakers.
Mhm.
Having some really good years after that. He left and had some great years in Atlanta. Had a good couple years in Washington, and he had a good career.
Yeah,
12, 13 year
long
career.
career, long career.
Yeah. So and you know getting into coaching, he's had a tremendous amount of success, and he has a lot of respect around the league, and uh, our players respect him, and he understands the current culture and mentality of today's players,
Right.
and his I'm just so impressed by his temperament
Mm,
and his preparation um, in building a championship team.
right. Someone in the chat want to ask, can you speak on the impact of AAU basketball? Is it positive or negative?
Yeah, sure. I'll talk about it. This seems to be like a big controversy.
Mhm.
Um, I'm, I have mixed feelings. I'm very happy with how AAU basketball has taken off. It's it's on a great scale. Um, my whole thing with AAU basketball, I think it gets a bad rap because a lot of the things that's goes on in AAU basketball, and some people don't like things that they see. And I would agree, it's a lot of things that does go on, but there's a lot of positivity. The positive things that I look at is the opportunity for exposure.
Gotcha.
Um, and even for me, back in the day, AAU made me a national recruit. Without AAU, I don't think I would have became a national recruit. So my whole thing is utilize it for what it can do for you. I think, and this is just my opinion, that the goal is to when I was a high school player, my goal was I want to get a scholarship and play some college ball and get a good education.
Mhm.
That's what it's for. I was never into the hype of it. You know what I'm saying? I just think that the people involved, meaning adults, have a great responsibility because these are kids playing in AAU. I don't like to hear about kids being exploited,
Sure.
doing illegal things of that nature. I think that leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. And that's when you begin to hear negative things about AAU. I don't think it has. I believe in basketball in its purest form,
Mhm.
and I don't think it's no room for that kind of stuff.
Right.
And you have to care about these kids. That's who's important.
Mhm.
So I just believe that the AAU directors and the coaches have to, do what's best for the kids involved. And if you're directing, put your program in a good position so that your
Right.
kids can reach the ultimate goal, which is to get a scholarship. And then if you're coaching, coach the right way. You
Right.
know, coach to improve your team.
Mhm.
It's not about gimmick. It's not about yourself. Uh, and teach life lessons. You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Right.
if I'm a parent and I have a child, that's what I would want them to get out of the situation. It's not about how many pairs of shoes, how many
Yeah.
the clothes, and how much money you can give, and this, that, and
Right.
the third, and what's my ranking. I
Right.
believe if you're a good player, you're going to take care of those things. But you have to do it right. And I know how I think about that is probably not realistic, unfortunately. But I think if more people had that mentality, it will be better
Gotcha.
in terms of people talking down and bad about AAU basketball.
Mhm. Who's some of the best high school basketball players in LA that you've played against?
Uh, I played against a ton of good players
Top five, or just five. You ain't got to get no
that
exact.
I played against.
Yeah, that you played against, because we can go down the pipeline forever. We talk about the
Oh,
players.
I would say Craig Smith, who ended
Yeah,
up playing in
Greg,
the NBA, Fairfax
Fairfax.
High School. Shout
Yeah.
out to Craig Smith.
Uh-huh.
Um, I would say Trayvon Bryant, who was a McDonald's All American, went to Missouri, played at Long Beach Jordan
The
High
guard,
School.
is that the guard? No, the
No, he
forward.
was a power forward.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
forward.
I'll
Yeah.
say Trayvon Bryant. I was also probably throwing Andre Patterson, who played at Washington High School, went to UCLA.
UCLA. Yeah.
Um, and these are just big guys that I'm naming right now, and I'll go into some other names. Tyson Chandler. I
Tyson.
thought he was incredible, probably the best high school shot blocker I ever saw
Wow.
with my own eyes. And then another guy that was really good was a couple. Jamal Sampson, who played in the NBA, went to
Yep.
Mater Dei High School.
Yep.
D'Angelo Collins.
Why did you go to Inglewood with D'Angelo?
Yeah,
Why didn't you
man.
go?
You
You
know
didn't
what
put
I get.
NCAA?
Growing up in Inglewood, I got a hard. People gave me a hard time about
I
that.
thought y'all would have
You
shit.
know.
Y'all would have did well. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It's crazy. If I could go back, I would have definitely considered it because I was young. Inglewood has a good program. Pat Roy, great
Pat Roy.
coach.
He's still
You
there?
know,
Pat Roy still there?
no, he. I think he left probably like a few years ago.
Okay.
He was there a long time, but a lot of those guys, those are my friends. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
we lived in the same neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Now that I look back, it would have been pretty dope to rep the city and rep Inglewood and go to Inglewood.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I thought
yeah.
D'Angelo was, and I had a great conversation with him a couple of times. I'm like, How did he miss? I mean, it's
You know what it was. It was a different time then, and what I do like that I see that these kids, these young players, people are learning how important it is to have a good team around you.
sure.
And I just feel like D'Angelo wasn't afforded a team around him
Right.
to kind of lead him.
Yeah.
I think he was left to figure out some things on his own. And then there was also during that time, it was a situation where a lot of people just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? What LeBron has is special.
Yeah.
You know, that was very, very special. And he was blessed to have the right people around him. And he has a really good team. I think if D'Angelo would have had that, it would have played out differently for him. And he was a kid. I don't fault him. He was a kid. And unfortunately, it didn't go the way that we all thought it would go because, D'Angelo was a monster. He was a real deal. So, yeah, I just think during that time, guys like D'Angelo Collins went through the fire for guys now today to have that team.
Right.
When you have a guy that's 6'10" and he's
Yeah.
one of the top 5 players in the country, you protect him and surround him and you lead him
Right.
because that's a great opportunity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Get that.
when he goes a little bit far left or far right, you always steer him back
Right.
and hold it down. So I mean, but that was almost 20 years ago. So it's
Right.
things are changed now. I think they're realizing importance of like, hey, let's keep this guy on track.
No, right.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, he was a hell of a player. You know who was my era, who was the best player I ever guarded against? He was 2 years younger than me, Baron Davis. I s-
Oh,
had
DD. Shout out to
nothing
DD,
nothing
man.
I could do with that guy, man. And I was responsible for guarding him. And I always tell people because I played against him when he was 5'7", and then I
Yeah,
played against him when he was 6 foot, whatever he was. And
yeah.
when he became, because I used to play ball at UCLA in the summertime, I said he's the only guy I ever played against that can make the ball disappear. Like you don't know where the ball is at. Like his body goes different way. The ball, I'm like, man, and I'm only 5'7", so there's nothing I can do with him. I got to guard him from the free throw line. You get what I'm saying? Then once he
Yeah,
the spot, there's nothing I can do. I just got to prey on fatigue, or frustration.
man.
But Baron,
DD was special, man. He was
woo,
like a big homie to me. When I
that's
was
dope.
coming
That's
up, and
dope. That's dope.
we would go to his games, man. And this dude would just put on a show. And I think that when BD had his growth spurt,
Mm-hmm.
and he already had speed and athleticism, I
Yep.
think that just put him over the top. And his junior and senior year in high school, he was just unstoppable.
Uh,
He put that Crossroads team, small private school team on his back.
on the back.
So yeah, shout out to BD, man. He was, man, special. One of the best high school players I ever saw. Real
Yeah.
talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was definitely good because I came back for a summer and I'm playing pickup ball, whatever, and I see him walk in the gym. He's 6 inches taller, or
yeah,
whatever it was. I said, "How did this happen?" And,
yeah.
I'm good friends with Dart now. I see him every day now, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Man, y'all done a hell of a job with just galvanizing this." Like after basketball, I think Barron has done a great job in terms of
yeah.
using his power and his capital, financial capital, and friendship asset capital to be an asset to the city of Los Angeles.
Absolutely, man, and he's another guy that has a good team around him, man,
Mhm.
and I think that's why it's so important. You know what I'm saying? And Barron has done so many great things for the city, and he's doing things in other industries and the entertainment industry
Yeah.
as well outside of basketball. So
Yeah.
once the ball starts bouncing, that doesn't mean you stop. You keep going, and
Yeah.
you keep affecting change and influencing and improving our community.
Yeah, you're a great example of that. Once the ball stopped bouncing, you found your way into coaching. What would be
Absolutely.
what would be your dream coaching job if I can ask that question?
Ooh,
Can you answer
man,
that? Can you answer
that's
that or no?
you know what? I don't have one answer in particular, but I mean, to coach in the NBA in the city of Los Angeles, that would be a dream come true. I think that would be a special situation,
Uh-huh.
to do it at home and then be from here and
Mhm.
and to lift up a banner. That would be
Mhm.
incredible.
What college would you want to coach if you could? Can you say that?
I wouldn't mind at my alma mater at the University of Nevada
Okay.
because I played there and I
Sure.
understand the tradition of the school.
Mhm.
And at the same time, not against UCLA or USC. I'm an
Right.
LA guy. I love
Yeah.
LA, man. So
Fact.
to do stuff special here, it will feel really good. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you out of here in a second. So
Oh, good.
OK City tomorrow, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
might want to call and ask you a question. You ready, H Money, before we get you ready for
Okay.
Beam in and ask you a question? Go ahead, H.
Yo, what's up with it, my guy? How you feeling?
I'm good. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Hey, thanks to have it's a pleasure to have you in the barbershop. And my brother was a ball boy for the Clippers back in the day. I remember
Okay.
going to all the games. Derek
Oh
Anderson,
man.
you
Oh,
feel me?
you know
Oh
Darius
man.
Miles, Quentin Richardson, Michael Candy, Lamar Odom. How does it
Man.
feel? How does it feel to be a part of that legacy right there?
Man, it feels great, man. Those are some really good times for the Clippers, man. And I was very fortunate to, bump into Darius and Quentin Richardson. They actually used to come to our games when I played at Westchester.
sure
So
did.
it was always love. So, I think they did a great job and they built some popularity with the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? So. Now, to be a part of it myself, I feel like I'm kind of embedded into the culture. So it feels really good. And we just try to, keep building and then take it to another level.
Yeah, I heard you mention Craig Smith. He went to Fairfax, I believe, with Evan Burns. So
Absolutely.
do you
Evan
remember?
Burns. God, how did
Yeah,
you
he
not?
was the truth. Now I didn't hear you mention Evan Burns' name. Could you tell the people a little bit about Evan Burns?
Ooh.
Evan Burns is a real deal. He was a big guard. He was about 6'8", very skilled, athletic, could do it all. He was a 2002 McDonald's All-American. I mean, he was really good. And unfortunately for Evan, he in college he had an injury that kind
Oh,
of set him back. But you know what's crazy? I still talk to Evan. Me and him. We talk on different posts on Facebook from time to time. And I got a lot of love for Evan Burns. It's a lot of names I didn't mention. I was just kind of covering the bigs, because it's all about the bigs, man.
right.
Nah, but no, seriously, Evan was a great player, and as many people know that follow high school basketball in LA, Westchester and Fairfax, I had a lot of battles with Evan. We'll play 3 to 4 times a season, and we had a lot of battles. Had a lot of battles with Craig Smith and BJ Bell and Joe Shipp and those guys, Jason Morissette and those guys, man. So we wanted blood on the court, but it was always love off the court. You know what I'm saying? So all good.
Yeah. So, what you think about the trade that just happened? James Harden going to the Brooklyn Nets, and do you feel like they are the favorites of the Eastern Conference right now?
I can't really speak on the trade. I can only kind of talk about the Clippers. So I can't really speak on it, my man.
Well, y'all do have to play them. I mean, that's a three-headed monster. They plan on taking over the NBA. So you got to put them on your radar. Kyrie Irving, that man been going off. I want to see the matchup between Patrick Beverly and Kyrie Irving.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Well, that's gonna be interesting.
Well, we have to handle what we have to handle. I think we're building, and we're going to continue to get better. And whoever we face in the playoffs, and we make it out the West, whoever we face in the East, we're going to be ready for whoever it is, and up for the challenge.
Did you see Cole Anthony, his game-winning three-pointer last night? Cole Anthony, the son of the legend Greg Anthony last night, man, from North Carolina, game-winning three-pointer for the win, Fred. Cole Anthony, a bad boy.
I actually didn't see it, but like I said, I can't really speak on other teams.
Ask him a Clipper question, man.
Well, definitely, because I like Ja Morant. I'm out here in Memphis. I'm from LA, but I live in Memphis. Ja Morant going in, and Luka Doncic. I know y'all, man, in the playoffs, man. I can't wait to rematch this year. Luka Doncic, front runner, I think, for the MVP. But hey, you guys got a power forward I like coming off the bench. He was a rookie last year from Florida State. Could you tell the fans a little bit about him, and when can we see him really get inside the ball game?
You're talking about Fee Kabengele. I think he's an excellent talent. A very young guy, growing and getting better each and every day. I think the fortunate thing for him is, as a rookie, he had guys in front of him. But even though that didn't equate to playing time for him, that equated to a great experience and opportunity to learn from some guys that were ahead of him. And I think with the NBA, sometimes it's not about instant success. You have guys that start off their career not playing much, but they continue to grow and build and work on their games. They go down to the G League and they play well, which a lot of fans don't get a chance to see, or they don't pay attention to. And I think that at some point, hopefully in the near future, he's going to get his opportunity and he's going to be ready. That's where our coaching staff comes into play and our development staff comes into play, because we got to make sure that he continues to work and continues to get better. Because as you know, in the NBA, you never know when your number can be called. Anything can happen, and you got to just make sure you're ready. And I think that he's going to be ready, and he'll be able to, to show the fans what he can do.
Yeah, he's a really good player, man. I can't wait to see him play. He kind of remind me of a young Vin Baker, and that kid got a lot of talent. He can shoot threes. He'll dunk on you. You know what I mean? I want to see that kid right there in the game. I appreciate it, bro. And have a good season. And watch out for James Wiseman, too. Rookie, bro, for the Warriors. Watch out for James Wiseman.
God bless you, King.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. DB, what's up, man?
Oh, man, feeling good, man. Coach Bell, what's up, man? Los Angeles representing.
I love what's happening, King.
Let us see you in the position that you're in, man. I just wish it was on down the hallway, though.
Hey, it's all good. I'm in the black and red, man.
I understand.